This program provides education, not advice. See the truthayf.com disclosure page for details.
This is where technology, innovation, and personal finance come together.
This is the truth about your future with Rick Edelman. Brought to you by Global X ETFs, dedicated to providing investors with unexplored intelligent solutions.
It's Wednesday, June 14th. All this week, all next week, we're talking about video games. If you missed any of the episodes, you can go back and listen to the ones you've missed. Links in the show notes. Today, we're talking about movie making and game making. They are converging. Making a blockbuster video game is pretty much as big a deal as making a blockbuster movie. Game developers now have the kinds of budgets and timetables that you get out of Hollywood. With so many action movies now filled with CGI, it's hard to tell the difference between a film and a video game. Some people are even saying you can't make one without making the other. Look at Ready Player One. First it was a book, then it was a movie, now it's a game. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Uncharted, they were among the top-grossing films of last year. They're both video games. Over the past 20 years, the biggest movies were all based on comic books. Over the next 10 and 20 years, the biggest movies will all be based on video games, not comic books. In 1991, you could launch a video game with just 6 people. You now need 600. You've got 6 people just for lighting effects. The highest quality video games now take 7 years to produce and cost $300 million. And that's why the video game industry is taking talent away from Hollywood. You just use the same tech. You know the movie The Mandalorian? That's the Star Wars spin-off. Well, with 3D models, the same sets that you use for the movie, you use for the video game. So you get to star in the actual movie when you're playing the game. It's the same experience. It's not a different experience. And now, right now, games are more interactive than films. Films have sharper images, but this is all converging. Bottom line is, we're moving ever deeper into the franchise model. We're moving ever deeper into the environmental situation. In other words, look at it this way. Last year, all 10 of the highest grossing movies were part of a franchise, from Avatar to the Batman. So it's really hard to have a hit, but when you do have a hit, you really crush it. And so it means if you're not playing video games, you're not going to get the most from your movie experience. I grew up reading comic books, so I've been loving all the Marvel and DC hit movies of the past couple of decades, but I have not really been all that big into video games, which means as they now shift in Hollywood to movies about video games, I'm really not going to know what's going on so much. Dungeons and Dragons, a huge Hollywood hit based on a video game. I never played the video game, so I'm not appreciating the movie as much as I loved Batman and Superman and Guardians of the Galaxy. So, this is where we're headed, and that's why we're talking about it all this week and all next week. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about who's playing. You know, one of the favorite things for me to do when hosting this podcast is connecting with you, and that's why I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. My community has more than 100,000 followers across all my social media pages. I'm really excited that we've grown together over the years, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming next. If you haven't already joined, check out my social media pages. The links are in today's show notes. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts and questions and your feedback with me. I'll see you tomorrow.
The Truth About Your Future is sponsored by Global X ETFs. Listeners of this program enjoy fresh perspectives on the financial topics that matter most, especially the rise of exponential technologies. And right now, there may be no faster-moving tech story than the rise of artificial intelligence. But despite some exciting new developments, like the launch of ChatGPT, we are only beginning to scratch the surface of AI's potential. So, which companies will have staying power? As an investor, it's hard to know, which is why Global X ETFs specializes in thematic investing strategies that harness the potential of numerous companies involved in an emerging trend, all in a single trade. Explore our investment approach along with our latest research on the emergence of AI at globalxetfs.com/insights.
Do you know anyone who's a new investor? You can help make it easier for them to get started. With the new Schwab Starter Kit, new investors can open an account and get $101 to split across the top 5 stocks in the S&P 500. Those are companies they actually recognize, like Amazon, Apple, and Google. There are also videos, guides, and other helpful tools, plus investment professionals 24/7 to answer their questions. To see the current top 5 stocks and learn more about the Schwab Starter Kit, go to schwab.com/starterkit.
The information you need to plan for the tomorrow you want.
This is The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman.